regulars play. But they play the Jets in week 2 of the season here at the new Meadowlands Stadium, and they want to get used to the environment.
Absolutely. They want to know about the turf and what all the idiosyncrasies are in the field.
Giants won the coin toss. Steven Gostkowski to kick it off for the Patriots. Tim Brown, the rookie free agent out of Rutgers, is going to run it out. Gartrell Johnson told him to stay in, and that didn't work out very well. The tackle made on the play by Sergio Brown of the New England Patriots. Giants are led by quarterback Eli Manning. Last season, a career high, 4,021 yards, 27 touchdowns. And trying to get some continuity going here in the preseason with this offense. Giants will start at their own 14-yard line. Manning wearing that protective helmet that he wore last week against Baltimore. We'll give you the starting lineups in just a second. Ahmad Bradshaw will take the first handoff, gets it creased right, skips out to the 25-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play. The lineup is brought to you by Nissan. It's the end of the model year. Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Ahmad Bradshaw gets the start. Starters will go about 10 to 12 snaps. On the offensive line, Rich Soybert, who started last week at center, is back to his left guard spot. Chris Snee at the right guard, new dad. Congratulations. And Adam Coates will start at center. Sean O'Hara is out of that walking group as they try to get that ankle geared up for the opener. Bradshaw making something out of nothing, and that is just a fantastic gain of about 5. Carl, all Bradshaw there.
Yeah, he reverses his field, but he's so confident in his speed because they're recovering. The Patriots are sending guys back towards him. There he is here, and he makes it all the way back around. And now he just outruns. It's a foot race. Here's a guy up here. He makes him miss, and he's still going through arm tackles. So you've got to hold the block when he's running it because he can squirt out anywhere.
Bradshaw gives you that sudden change. Second down, Manning's first pass of the night. Kevin Boss, wide open first down in Patriot territory. As we take a look at the New England starting defense, Patrick Chung on the tackle. Gerard Warren, Vince Wilfork, and Mike Wright up front. They lost Ty Warren for the season. The rookie Brandon Spikes starts at one of the middle linebacker spots with Gerard Mayo. Getting pressure on the quarterback has been a problem for New England, and obviously they lost Lee Bodden, their starting corner, so the rookie from Rutgers, Devin McCourty, gets the start tonight. First and 10 Giants at the New England 46. Manning to throw again, and that pass knocked away nicely by the rookie Devin McCourty from Montvale, New Jersey, the 27th overall pick.
And they're going to need him to step up right away with the injury at the cornerback position. Here he is. He sits down right on the ball there. That's a good play by a young cornerback.
Pass intended for Akeem Nicks. McCourty, 23 years of age, special teams ace. While at Rutgers, he had 7 block kicks during his career.
That was a lazy route by Nicks, too. He's got to sell that.
Second and 10 from the Patriots 46. Nicks again. McCourty with the tackle. Nice job by the rookie after a gain of 1.
You know, they look much more crisp than last week, Bob, and it's probably because the band's back together. With the exception of the center position, this offensive line has had a week of practice, a short week albeit, but they're together and they seem to be clicking like you would like to see the Giants offense click.
And Tom Coughlin did note that he's been impressed with the way Adam Coates, with all the snaps he's getting, is done at the center spot.
Well, experience is the best teacher.
Third and a long 8 for Manning and the Giants. First possession of the game. Patriots jump. Telebanti Kane, free play. Manning, first down, Nicks, as he tiptoes out at the 32-yard line. Gain of 12. The referee tonight is John Parry. And he'll give us the call.
Offside. Defense. Number 9-5. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play. First and 10. New York.
Here's what we call voice inflection. He gives them a hard count. Pulls the entire defensive line offsides there.
Giants will take the gain of 12. Telebanti Kane in his 8th year out of California. Back with the Patriots after a 2-year stint in San Francisco. Was with the Pats last year as well. Bear Pasco in motion. Bradshaw to one back. Manning plenty of time. Bradshaw in space on Mayo. Beats him to the sideline and steps out at the 15-yard line.
Just the explosiveness. And then here's where Ahmad Bradshaw is so valuable to this offense, because as a runner, he's one thing. Here he is. He's pass protecting, low check down. Now watch him in a foot race with Mayo. It's no contest.
And Mayo's a very good athlete, Carl.
Very good athlete, but if you take the wrong angle on Bradshaw, you're not going to win the foot race on it.
It's pretty obvious with the way the Giants have come out, here in the preseason. Bradshaw is going to be the lead dog. Bradshaw behind Hedgecock. Not a lot of room to run as that one gets shut down by James Sanders, the safety out of Fresno State in his 6th year. That time with the timing off. There's Kevin Gilbride, the Giants offensive coordinator. Good drive for the Giants. It started back at their own 14.
It's exactly what they need to. Just a nice long drive. Everyone getting their feet wet and doing the things that they're supposed to do in terms of execution.
Bradshaw with 37 yards of offense on this drive. Nix to the top of your screen, split right. Manning, Kevin Boss wide open, touchdown Giants. But Kevin Boss with 2 catches on the drive. Remember, he had the big 62-yarder in Super Bowl 42 to start the 3rd. Boss gets a Giant touchdown, just the way Tom Coughlin wanted to see his first possession.
It's just what the doctor ordered. Here's Boss here. He just runs a pattern out in the flat, and both the wide receivers took their men inside and cleared the way for him.
And the Patriots, which had their defense shredded by rookie Sam Bradford last week of the Rams, Giants marched downfield 9 plays, 86 yards. Manning to Boss for the touchdown. Tynes for the extra point. And he was not able to get the kickoff, so Dodge couldn't handle the snap, throws it into the end zone, and Mayo will take a knee. Snap was a little high, and Dodge couldn't get the handle and get it down. Well, special teams is an area of concern for the Giants, especially with Jeff Eagles retired. The good news, Manning opening drive and a touchdown pass to Kevin Boss. Giants by 6. Well, the New York Giants, after 4 consecutive playoff appearances, finished 3-8 last year, 8-8. There's new defensive coordinator Perry Fewley replaces Bill Sheridan. Jeff Eagles a key loss for the Giants, and we saw it on that extra point as Dodge mishandled the snap. Tynes wasn't able to get the kickoff. They've added Antrell Roll, Keith Bullock, Solomon Answer at one of the linebackers, and Jason Pierre-Paul, Philip Dillard, and Linval Joseph could be key components. Kevin Boss with a touchdown catch for New York. 6-0 Giants. Tynes to kick off for the Giants. Giant kick coverage is something that Tom Coughlin has been concerned about, and an opportunity here for the Patriots. Across midfield, a nice return by Thomas Clayton. 57 yards on the return for Clayton.
A legitimate concern there, because it just looks like the Red Sea parted, and he ran right through it, and he had some guys that were just sort of arm tackling. Here it is here. Wall set up. You get an opening, he's right through it, and now he's one-on-one with the kicker.
Derek Hagan made the tackle to stop Clayton. So Tom Brady and the Patriots will start at the Giant 45, and the pass dropped by Algie Crumpler, one of the new additions for Tom Brady and the Patriots. Tom Brady in his 11th year out of Michigan. 4,398 yards last year, 65.7%, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And you can almost say that Brady was not as sharp last year as we've seen him in the past.
Well, it gets a lot sharper when the running game is functional, and I don't think they had much of one at all.
Giants jump. Here's the veteran Fred Taylor, picks up a couple. But it looks like the Giant defense was offside. Neutral zone infraction against the Giants.
Offside. Defense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Zosi Umenyiora called for the penalty.
Here it is. Tom Brady doing the same thing, a little voice inflection. Getting the guys off. They had a corner, a blitz coming off the corner there. Run blitz to OC's side.
Tom Coughlin wants to see his team play with poise and play sharp. First, Brady on a 2nd and 5. Dumps it out to Crumpler again. He's wide open down the sideline and finally knocked out of bounds at the Giants' 18-yard line. Gain of 21 as we take a look at the rest of the Patriots offense. Fred Taylor in his 13th year out of Florida. Mr. Everything Kevin Falk. Brandon Tate, who only played in 2 games last year, starts at one of the wide receivers. They say that Wes Welker may play tonight, although he did not start. Randy Moss starting. Matt Light, Dan Conley, Dan Copen, Stephen Neal, and Sebastian Vollmer, the offensive line. Patriots in a loggerhead right now with Logan Mankins, the left guard, about a new contract. Taylor skips his way right. Goff was there to make the tackles. We take a look at the Giants starting defense tonight against the Patriots. Justin Tuck and O.C. Umenyiora start at the ends. Barry Cofield and Rocky Bernard, the defensive tackles. Clint Sintum, Jonathan Goff, Michael Boley, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Bruce Johnson starts tonight for the Giants. Corey Webster, slight groin injury. He's okay, but he will not play tonight. 2nd and 9 for the Patriots. From the Giants 17. Taylor finds his way to the 15. Falls ahead to the 14. Deion Grant got his nose in there to help make the tackle. Fred Taylor finally made the Pro Bowl in 2007 after all those great years. 11,540 rushing yards in his career. Drafted by Tom Coughlin back in 1998 with the 9th overall pick in Jacksonville. Randy Moss in motion. Comes set to the bottom of your screen on a 3rd and 9. Brady with time. Brady a first down to the 5-yard line. Randy Moss with the catch.
Randy Moss knew where the sticks were. He sat down and shielded off Grant there so he couldn't beat him to the ball. And Tom Brady alertly got the ball to Moss for the first down.
Moss, a 6-time Pro Bowler. Last year, 83 catches, 1,264 yards, and 13 touchdowns. And he was slowed by injury late. 1st and goal, New England on their first offensive possession. Give it to Fred Taylor. Gets hit and dropped. No gain on the play.
Jonathan Goff again on the play. He's had 2 good run stops here during this drive, Bob. He's stepping up into the hole.
Rocky Bernard also active off the defensive tackle spot.
Let's take a look here. Goff ends up getting off the pile there.
And Rocky Bernard at the bottom of that pile stopped Fred Taylor.
Well, that's when you push their side of the line backwards.
2nd and goal for Brady. Corner of the end zone. Nobody at the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Brady will walk over to his 2 tight ends, Rob Gronkowski, the rookie, and Algie Crumpler, and say, all right, guys, let's get set.
Yeah, Tom wasn't happy at the end of this play here. Let's take a look. We got the wrong guys running the wrong patterns. Like, come on, guy, go outside.
Well, Crumpler is new, and Gronkowski's a rookie. So 3rd and goal for the Patriots at the Giants 5. Welker lined up in a slot left. Top part of your screen. Brady under pressure, throws to the end zone and gets the touchdown to the rookie from Arizona, Rob Gronkowski.
Just poor technique there, Bob. They knew exactly what they were supposed to do. They take away the inside at the snap of the ball, but he doesn't deny it afterwards. Here we are here. He gets a jam on him, but then he becomes a trail man. He's got to stay. If you're in the red zone, you've got to take away the middle of the field from the receivers. Once you get him off his mark, you've got to beat him to his destination.
And that was Antrell Roll beaten by the rookie Rob Gronkowski. So Tom Brady throws a touchdown pass on the Patriots' first possession. Gronkowski for the extra point. The operation is clean. 8 plays, 45 yards. Thomas Clayton with that 57-yard kickoff return. Brady was under pressure from Michael Boley, but he was able to find just enough space, buy some time, and throw a touchdown pass. Bullock a little too late as well. Tom Brady throwing a touchdown pass to the rookie Rob Gronkowski. And the Patriots convert the extra point. 7-6 lead. You see why Brady's playing in this last preseason game. He's got new tight ends, Crumpler and Gronkowski. You know, the previous play before the touchdown, Carl, he expected one guy to go to the flag. They both turned inside. And those are the mental things that can happen when you get ready for the regular season.
Right, and that they value, every team values the red zone possessions, but the Patriots put a premium on touchdowns instead of field goals when they get down there.
Gronkowski on the kickoff. Good high kick. Brown told by Johnson to stay in. So the Giants will start at their own 20-yard line. Well, Eli Manning engineered a touchdown drive in the first possession. He gets another possession after this.
Design play because everyone's focusing on the running back and not on the receiver going in motion.
Jacobs out. They split Bradshaw to the top of your screen out wide right on a 1st and 10 Giants from their own 35-yard line. Manning to the middle. Manning has a first down. Akeem Nicks again to the Patriot 46, gain of 19. Carl, Akeem Nicks getting involved here early.
Well, he's a guy that, like I always say, he plays with such physicality. There he is, just running a second-level route there, knowing where the sticks are and reading the window there. He always looks to run after catch. He's that guy that will get you the extra yardage once he gets the ball in his hands.
So 1st and 10 at the New England 46-yard line for the Giants. Second offensive possession. Jacobs in a tailback. Little flea flicker. Back to Manning. Fumbles it. Bats it out of bounds to avoid the turnover.
Well, I tell you, they put Jacobs in almost as a decoy here. Every time they've faked the ball to him or given him the ball, he's giving it to someone else. A little sleight of hand here. Here's Jacobs. A little handoff. Flea flicker. And this is the part of the field where you take your shot right at the 50, but Eli couldn't execute there, and he dribbles it and tosses it out of bounds.
Flag on the play. I'm guessing the head linesman threw his hat where the ball went out, an illegal bat of the ball by Manning. Bill Belichick wants an explanation, wants to find out what his options are.
During the loose ball, there's an illegal bat by the quarterback, number 10, batting the ball forward out of bounds. 10-yard penalty from previous spot. First down.
Let's take a look here. Well executed. Everybody keys on Jacobs. Little flicker back. And then here's where the Butterfingers come in. And he bats it forward.
Well, Carl, Manning, he had nobody on the left side running a route. So obviously the route combination was to the right side of the field, but he got pressure and he had to sprint away from where he wanted to step and throw.
Well, yeah, and he couldn't. I guess his vision was blurred there, but it's that take a shot. It's normally a one-man route down the field, and the one guy he was looking for had to be covered.
So it's 1st and 20 for the Giants. How about the Giants? They use an end around and now a flea flicker.
At some point, Jacobs is going to keep the ball on a run.
Jacobs takes a circle route out of the backfield, takes it out to midfield, and gets some of the yardage back. Gain of 6 as we take a look at the Toyota keys to the game with Carl Banks.
Well, on defense, it's about alignment, assignment, technique, and execution. And you saw in the red zone where the alignment was right, the assignment was right, technique poor, and execution poor. Brett Bomar on offense has to show command. He has to be a field general. Tom Brady takes his troops out. Get used to the new stadium. You're coming back soon. They need the extra work.
Now it's time for now's the time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, offers, and soon. Bradshaw on a 2nd and long takes the handoff to the Patriots 44-yard line before he gets tripped up after a gain of 6.
Just trying to get some of the yardage back, and a draw is the best way to do it because teams know they're not going to give you that first down yardage, so you take and cut it in half so you can get a manageable 3rd down.
You know, the Giants don't run a lot of, we haven't seen a lot of gadget plays out of Kevin Gilbride. Is this just something to give all their opponents now this season something else that they've got to at least worry on?
Well, absolutely, because if it works, then teams are going to always have to look for it. Every time they put a receiver in motion, they've got to be alert for a reverse.
Patriots show blitz on a 3rd and 8. Manning had plenty of time trying to air it out deep for Nix, but Manning took a hit and the ball came up short. Mike Wright got pressure on Manning. Had time early, Carl, but then the pocket and protection broke down.
Well, when you run the risk of the pressure getting there. Here we see Nix running down the field, not getting much separation, but when you're running a deep route, you always risk somebody leaking through in your pass protection.
At the last second, Mike Wright got a hit on Manning. So Matt Dodge in to punt for the first time. Dodge with that Aussie style and reverse spin. Fair catch. Ball bounds at the 5. And the Giants will touch it down at the 6. So I think Tom Coughlin talked about earlier today. Dodge. Welcome back to the new Meadowlands Stadium. Penalty on the last play. Kevin Falk, the punt returner for the Patriots, signals for a fair catch. Once you signal for a fair catch, you can't block. He blocked Zach Diassi. Thus a personal foul penalty. So the ball was down at the 6. Half the distance will put the ball at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, when you signal, the coverage team can't touch you, but when you signal that fair catch, you can't touch anyone else either.
Kevin Falk, veteran.
He's a smart enough guy to know that too.
That's why they have preseason, Carl.
Yeah. These types of things.
These little things that, you know, you want to make sure are covered. And Bill Belichick, who started as a special teams coach.
Attention to detail. I tell you, the special teams are always points of emphasis, and for a guy like Falk to make that mistake, I'm sure he's going to get an earful.
Tom Brady will stay in for a second series as he works out of a shotgun set with Falk in motion from the Patriots' own 3. Brady with time. Wes Welker, who has made a miraculous comeback. Carl, in the regular.
This is not so much a game break update, but a roster update. Brett Favre is not going to play for the Vikings tonight against the Denver Broncos, meaning he takes a seat. Not a surprise, since he and the Vikings open the season a week from tonight in New Orleans.
Roster, he's practiced, he's played in the preseason, and it really is amazing that Welker's been able to come back after 123 catches last season as quickly as he has.
The miracles of modern medicine.
Brady on play fake, pass from Moss, deflected by Boley, and incomplete.
That's Boley's specialty, working in space. He's a guy now, he's got to convert that into an interception. This is great field position if you can turn the ball over here for you. That's a minimum of 3 points at the 19-yard line.
Second and 10 from the New England 18-yard line. Second offensive possession. Brady 4 of 7. Kevin Falk picked his way through a lot of traffic and picks up nearly 10 on the play. It's about a half-yard short of the first down.
That should have been a tackle for a loss there. You had Terrell Thomas coming right off the edge, had the running back in the backfield and tried to untie his shoes here. You'll see him coming off the edge there. He just falls down. You can't do that. And when you blitz, that's the thing about blitzing. When they call it, you've got to be hungry. That's a free steak. You come unblocked and miss a tackle like that, you're not executing the blitz at all. Defeats the purpose.
Fred Taylor on a 3rd and short gets the first down as he powers it out to the 29-yard line. That's one of the areas for the Patriots, Carl, that really sabotaged them last season, was the fact that they could not run the ball effectively, and in short yardage situations they were reduced to a spread offense, because they couldn't pick up a yard when they needed it in short yardage.
Yeah, their inability to run the football may have been a function of them not having a fullback on the roster last year, and that offensive line just became so finesse in terms of how they blocked everything.
Moss in motion on a 1st and 10. Ready to throw. Airing it out for Randy Moss. Underthrows it. Picked off by Antrell Roll. Great coverage by Roll. Picks off the underthrown ball. Second pick of the preseason, and Roll has it in Patriot territory after a return of 28.
Excellent play. Excellent ball skills there. Here's a look here. The ball hangs up there in the air. Now, he has Randy Moss, and you know Randy has great ball skills, too. The ball's here in the air. And when we get to Roll, he sees the ball, sees the man, pulls it down.
Well, that's why they brought him in. He's a playmaker. Antrell Roll with his 2nd pick of the preseason. Red Bomar ended quarterback for the Giants. Eli Manning got a couple of series. And he hands it off to DJ Ware, who slips on the turf at the New England 43-yard line after a gain of 6. So Eli Manning's night is done. 7 of 9, 91 yards, and a touchdown pass to Kevin Boss on the Giants' first offensive possession. Red Bomar has had the opportunity of a lifetime. Practice squad player with the Giants last year. 55% so far in the preseason with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Giants have also shuffled their offensive line. I'll get that to you as well. Bomar on the 2nd down. Madison Hedgecock with the catch and a Giants first down to the New England 35-yard line. Will Beatty is now in at left tackle for the Giants. Sean Andrews is at left guard. Adam Coates is the center. Guy Wimper is in at the right guard spot. And Jacob Bender is the right tackle. And that's how the first quarter ends. Both teams have been able to move the football down the field. Manning and Brady each throwing touchdown passes. Brady, though, picked off. Eli Manning and Tom Brady, a couple of former Super Bowl MVPs. Giants and Patriots, end of the first. Here at the new Meadowlands Stadium, Patriots by 1. NBC4 New York presents New York Giants preseason football. The Patriots lead the Giants 7-6 as we start the 2nd quarter of play. We're joined in the booth by actor Dan Lauria, who takes a couple minutes to join us. Dan is going to Broadway to play Vince Lombardi in the Broadway play Lombardi. Dan, welcome to the booth.
Oh, Bob, thanks for having me here. Carl, pleasure. One of my idols.
Oh, thank you.
DJ Ware with the carry. So tell us about playing the role of Lombardi in a Broadway play, based on the book When Pride Still Mattered.
Well, you know, for an old ball player like me, it's hog heaven. I've gotten to meet so many players I admired, and so many people who have played for Coach Lombardi. Last week I had dinner with Sam Huff and Sonny Jurgensen, talked to Skoronski and Fuzzy Thurston and a lot of the ball players who played with me. So it's been a real ride for me, a real pleasure and an honor. What a great character. Jeez.
You hear so many actors when they do portrayals of a real life legend, they kind of channel the spirit of that legend. Did you get any of that when you're reading through your lines and you're rehearsing? Do you really start to feel the essence of what Lombardi's all about?
The 3 actors who play Horning, Taylor, and Dave Robinson, Chris Sullivan, Bill Dawes, and Rob Riley, they say I'm getting crankier every day. So I yell at them a little harder as we get closer to opening, you know. So
Dan Lauria joining us. He's going to play Lombardi on Broadway, and we're going to show you a really cool photo of Dan truly in character. The Giants with a 3rd and 6 here for Red Bomar. On the first possession of the 2nd quarter, he has time, finds Victor Cruz, and Victor Cruz has a first down out of Patterson Catholic High School right here in Patterson, New Jersey, gain of 24.
Those aren't Blues, those are Cruz. He runs a great seam route here, kind of bows out a little bit and then bends it back in right behind the defense. The one thing that Jerry Reese, the general manager, says about him, he knows his way around the football field, can find openings and can catch the football.
he showed it there. Boy, great grab.
Trying to make the team as a rookie free agent out of UMass. So the Giants have a 1st and goal inside the Patriots 10 at the 8-yard line. DJ Ware with the handoff, picks up a yard, and that's it. All right, Dan. So channeling Lombardi. Look at that. That looks like a photo of Vince Lombardi.
Wow, we're both born in Brooklyn. You know, both played ball. It's, and I do sound like him already. You know, and we do actual lines that are on tape. Like we have one section of the play where I'm on the sideline, and it's exactly what he did in this game. You know, what the hell are we doing out there? It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff.
And it opens, officially the opening is in October, correct?
September 23rd is the first preview, and October 21st is the official opening.
Pass for Cruz goes incomplete.
So let me ask you, is this a preview of the Super Bowl?
Well, we saw it once before. I'm sure the fans of the Giants and Patriots would like to see it again. But, you know, as you studied Lombardi, you started with the Giants. It must have been neat being here and being around the Giants where he got his start as a pro coach.
Yeah, you know, we went to Green Bay, and they were great. 500 people came out for a Q&A, and they were disappointed when I said I'm still a Giant fan.
3rd and goal for Bomar and the Giants. Bomar's pass batted away at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. So the Giants had an opportunity, but Brandon Spikes, the rookie out of Florida, knocked it away. So you do all this research, you talk to a lot of people about Lombardi. How grueling is it when you're taking on such a big character like Lombardi?
Well, you know, there's an advantage to playing an icon like Coach Lombardi because there's so much footage. There's so many people who are still here who know him. And the more I talk with, I played golf with Jim Brown the last 2 weeks, who didn't play for him, and got a great deal of information about Coach Lombardi. So I don't know. I have a lot of assistants.
You know, it's hard to imagine a 74% success rate as a coach in this league.
Yeah.
That's greatness.
He won 5 championships in 7 years.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Lawrence Tynes with the field goal. Dan, we appreciate a couple minutes. September the 23rd is when you make your first performance, and then October 21st it opens on Broadway.
Well, here we go.
Dan Loria, Lombardi. Thanks, Dan.
Bob.
Time to take a look at tonight's Hyundai quarterback comparison. Tom Brady, 3 Super Bowl victories. Eli Manning with 1. Of course, he beat Brady. They each have a Super Bowl MVP. Brady has 2. Brady obviously has been in the league 11 years. He's got more yards, touchdowns to interception ratio. Brady done for the night, threw 1 interception on his last pass, picked off by Antrell Roll, each with a touchdown pass tonight. People are talking about Hyundai uncensored. See what they're saying at Hyundai.com. You know, Dan Lauria was a teammate of Kevin Gilbride, the Giants offensive coordinator in college.
I did not know that.
Lawrence Tynes, who hit a 24-yard field goal to give the Giants the lead to kick off for New York. Thomas Clayton will take a knee. He had a 57-yard return on his last touch. Brian Hoyer will take over at quarterback for the Patriots. Giants by 2 here in the second on NBC4 New York. Tonight's game on NBC4 New York is brought to you locally by Honda. The 2010 Honda Clearance. It's the only thing from Honda that won't last. Back at the new Meadowlands Stadium, Bob Papa, Carl Banks, Bruce Beck. Giants lead the Patriots 9-7. Eli Manning and Tom Brady each with touchdown passes. Brian Hoyer in for the Patriots as they sub out their first unit. Hoyer, in his second year out of Michigan State, made the team as a free agent last year. Lawrence Maroney, a former first-round draft pick, with the carry. And tackled by Jay Alford. We sent it down to the field. Excuse me, it was Linval Joseph with the tackle. Sent it down to the field, and Bruce Beck.
Well, Bob, Rob Gronkowski caught the touchdown earlier. He has 4 touchdowns on the season thus far. He grew up playing football against his brothers in the backyard. The oldest brother, Dan, is a tight end with Detroit. His other brother, Chris, currently is in camp with Dallas as a fullback. So you've got 3 brothers in the NFL, and that is the only family that can claim 3 siblings in the league. By the way, Rob and Dan could meet Thanksgiving when the Patriots travel to Detroit. Bob?
Well, Bruce, the other thing about Gronkowski, as a second-round draft pick and high off the board as far as the tight ends, he did not play a snap his senior year in college because of an injured back. Had an outstanding junior year, but is a talented player. 3rd and 3. Kenny Phillips with a nice tackle on the last run by Maroney. Hoyer to throw with time. Checks down underneath, but the good tackle made by Michael Johnson, and Boley short of the first down marker. Well, come join Big Blue to celebrate the arrival of the new season at the Giants kickoff tailgate party next Friday, September the 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the new Meadowlands Stadium. Meet Giant legends, tour the brand new Legacy Club, which is the Giants Hall of Fame and the team store, all next Friday, September 10th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the new Meadowlands Stadium. Carl, yesterday the team had a chance after the kickoff luncheon to tour the club, the Legacy Club. Fans were able to go in and see it tonight. Bill Belichick took a tour of it earlier today. Pepper Johnson, who's on the staff of the Patriots, took a tour. Fantastic for any Giant fan.
Well, it's a museum, and it's something special.
Mario Manningham on the return. Coach Coughlin talked about the fact that he was enjoying with the way Manningham was fielding the punts. They need a spark on special teams. Is Manningham the answer? 20-yard return as he posed the question. This weekend, it's Notre Dame Saturday right here on NBC4. A new era begins for the Fighting Irish with the highly anticipated debut of new head coach Brian Kelly. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, only on NBC. Tom Hammond and Mike Mayock and Alex Flanagan bring you all the action. Justin Tuck, proud Notre Dame alum, left Notre Dame as the school's all-time sack leader. Now is when all the whooping starts in the locker room, Carl, because the college football season starts this weekend and old passions get renewed.
A lot of dinners being bet in those locker rooms.
DJ Ware on the carry, picks up 3 on the play.
Did we see Brandon Jacobs take 1 carry? He was in for a lot of different plays.
He was in on
touched the ball, touched the ball and gave it back.
Reception.
You got to think they're saving him up for opening day, and when he gets that ball, he's going to be pretty anxious to run someone over.
And they also had Bradshaw and Jacobs on the field at the same time, which could present some matchup issues. Bomar, 2nd down, sidearms it, knocked away, incomplete. You know, Tom Coughlin told us about Bomar. One of the things that he's got to get better with is accuracy. And Carl, he's a natural sidearm guy, but sometimes he really drops down. And in this land of giants, that's not going to work in the NFL.
Yeah, when he drops the ball down, it just takes it lower, and when someone has their hands up, it's a lower release point so they can knock it down.
Pierre Woods batted it away. Bomar's missed on his last 3. So 3rd and 7 for Bomar and the Giants. With time, Hagan with the catch, but a good open field tackle made on the play by Sergio Brown, another Notre Damer. Sergio Brown trying to make the team as a free agent out of Notre Dame. And you know, Carl, the accuracy, see, Hagan has to reach for it. Now he can't turn and get that extra yard that he needs.
Yeah, Hagan, but I think he needs to push towards that marker a little more too, so that if that throw is out in front of him, he'll get the first down without much effort. There he didn't run a route to the sticks, and then Bomar throws kind of an errant pass.
Kevin Gilbride's giving him an earful.
Son, if you want to play in this league, you better get more accurate than that.
So Matt Dodge in to punt. Had 1 down at the 5. Just got that one away. Flag on the play as he got run into. Falk calls for a fair catch, but because the Giants only needed 2 yards, that is going to be a first down for the Giants.
Well, the Patriots bring a guy off. They had a double team of Vice on, and they brought one off the edge there late.
There was no foul for running into the kicker as he was pushed into the kicker by the opponent.
So pick the flag up.
Wow, pushed into
they threw the flag. We'll take a look at it again. Dodge with the punt. That's a good call. As Brown was pushed by Sharif Rashad of the Giants. Memorabilia, 4 touchscreens that you can dial up video. Hoyer on a 1st and 10 hits tight end Rob Myers, and he takes it out across the 25 to the 26. Boley on the tackle after a gain of 12. There's 4 touchscreen videos, Carl. You can call up legendary plays or performers. There's a couple. Wellington Mara's desk is in there, glass and case. You can pick up telephones and hear great Giants like yourself giving testimonials. Pretty neat stuff. Maroney on the handoff, stiff arm Bullock, and then gets tackled by DJ Johnson after a gain of a couple. Hey, primetime fans, don't miss your favorite NBC primetime show. You can watch them right now on our new digital channel, New York Nonstop. Find New York Nonstop on these channels on your local cable provider. Second and 7 from New England's own 30-yard line. Hoyer under pressure. Kiwanuka was held, and he still gets the sack back at the 20-yard line. He fought off the hold.
Holding. Number 64. Offense. That penalty's been declined. Third down.
Mark Lavore, another Notre Damer, called for the penalty.
Here's Kiwi right there, and the guy's just holding him. He just keeps going. Turns out that's good effort.
But Carl, isn't that also at some point on the quarterback where when your guy has actually held the defender, shouldn't you probably get rid of the ball?
You probably want to get rid of it so you don't expose the guy.
Third and long for the Patriots back at their own 19-yard line. Hoyer, middle of the field, first down. Nice throw by Hoyer to Rob Myers. And Carl, that is a Giant fan's angst in this preseason, whether it was the Jets, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Patriots. Third and long, and they convert.
3 guys around him. He threads the needle. Somebody's got to save ball so that the coverage guy, Kenny Phillips there, can turn his head around and knock that ball down.
And Boley was going step for step with him, but he didn't get the ball knocked away. Maroney on the carry to the Giant 48-yard line. A gain of almost 8 on the play.
You know, this defense has its moments. You know, we talk about the pass rush. We see that that's getting better. Here's a look here. Little run there. They crease him a little bit there, but they've had some pretty good stops, but they've been inconsistent in both phases.
Before the handoff to Maroney, we get flags.
You know, we talked to Coach, and he says, you know, I love what we're doing up front, but behind it is where we have a problem. You saw
start. Left guard. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Tom Brady under pressure when he throws the touchdown pass. He's under duress. Here's Tom Brady. He'll be under duress. No, this is Hoyer here. There's a hold right there.
They call the false start on the left guard, so they give it to Maroney again. Maroney gets it to midfield, and that's about it. Boley was there, and Bullock to make the tackle.
On Hard Knocks, we've been watching all summer long the trials and tribulations of Joe McKnight, the rookie running back for the Jets, and it doesn't get any better here. He puts it on the turf, and fellow rookie Kurt Coleman from Ohio State goes the other way for a touchdown. The Eagles are on top of the Jets, 10-0.
Try to follow up on a pretty good showing last week.
Pierre-Paul and Tollefson are the defensive ends for the Giants. 3rd and 5. Pressure, Hoyer, incomplete. Tried to get Sammy Morris out of the backfield. As we take a look at some of the new faces, Sammy Morris, the veteran, a little shaken up on the play. Perry Fuel, the new defensive coordinator. Keith Bullock came on late. Antrell Roll, Deion Grant, and Jason Pierre-Paul. Carl, you seem perplexed.
I am a little bit. They had a blitz on, and Michael Boley had what I call a kill shot. You got to go in there and take a shot you can't stop. Or if it was basketball, fall for the old pump fake. Just keep running right through the guy.
Rookie Zoltan Mesko on the punt. Bounds at the 5 and is touchdown at the 10-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return. Tim Brown didn't get a chance to get his hands on it and return it. Now time for our Continental new faces of the game.
It means everything for me to be here. You know, this is the Big Blue. you know, home of the Giants, and, you know, I'm here to definitely represent the Big Blue to the fullest.
Continental Airlines is the official airline of the New York Giants. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. On 1st and 10, Giants run it. DJ Ware out to the 30. It's a gain of 20 on the play.
This young man wants to make his statement and make a case for staying on the roster here.
Yeah, Andre Brown, a late scratch. So DJ Ware getting carries. You know, Tom Coughlin said, you would think that kickoff return, this guy would excel. We want to see something out of him on specials.
They like his speed, but again, they've got a traffic jam at running back. You've got to prove your worth elsewhere.
Ware to the 33 after a gain of 3. Send it down to Bruce Beck.
Sean Andrews doing a really good job right now. He's the 2-time Pro Bowler, the offensive lineman who promises to give everything he has in what he calls his final run playing in the NFL. He came back. He last played in 2008, had back surgery in December, spent 10 months rehabbing his back, signed with Big Blue on August 20th, and right now he is trying to give a very positive force to this offensive line.
Bomar and Manningham on a different page right there. You know, just to follow up on Andrews. Tom Coughlin said, you know, you can see it coming. You know, he's physical, he's big, he's strong. Just, you know, right now, Andrews is still trying to pick up the Giant terminology, and he's still thinking a fraction of a second, but that'll come, right?
Yeah, it will, because the one thing Coach Coughlin said, he packs a punch. So if he doesn't have to think about it and just tee off on guys, he'll be a nice addition to that offense.
3rd and 7 for the Giants, leading it by 2. 3:36 to go in the half. Blitz is on. Bomar escapes it. Sidearms it to the middle of the field. Is it a good catch for Scott Chandler? They say yes. Now they say no. One official spotted it, and then it was ruled no by the umpire.
Chandler wants them to challenge it.
He's saying to Coach Coughlin, throw the flag. We'll take a look at it right here. Did Chandler have a beef?
Can't see.
Can't see from that one.
Still can't see. He had a body in the way, but it looks like he got one arm under it.
So Matt Dodge in the punt. Now Tom Coughlin throws the flag at the last second. So he says, let's give it a look. John Parry will come over and ask for the explanation. Coach Coughlin will say, can you please review that?
I haven't used this flag in a while.
New York has challenged the previous play of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
Let's see if we can dig up an angle for you here in which you get a better look. Chandler was pretty emphatic that he had caught the ball.
This one from a high end zone here. Not a great look, but it looks from there that he got the arms up underneath it anyway. There's another angle.
Take a look. He gets his arms down. You just can't see from that angle. Remember, I mean, it looks like he has it cradled and his arms are underneath it, but it was ruled incomplete on the field.
So if it's inconclusive,
you need to have definitive replays to overturn the call. And I don't know if we were able to give you any kind of definitive replay there as to whether that was a catch or not. Take a look right here. Again, you see his hands are there.
Hands are underneath.
Again, is there anything in that video that clearly shows that he made that catch and that ball did not skip into his arms?
Well, that's the burden of proof that the video has to reveal.
All right, Carl, we'd like to have fun during the season when we look at the replays. I'm going to put you on the spot. Are they overturn on that? I say no.
I say no.
No, 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 no. But it's worth it because it would have been a first down on the 3rd down play.
Well, and it's you know, it's preseason, so Coach Coughlin gets a chance to exercise his flag throwing abilities.
Kind of gave it the old underhand little shuffle.
Yeah, and he waited for the clock to run down a bit right before the snap, and then he tosses it out there.
I like sometimes when some of the coaches will just flip it. Some guys really heave it. I mean, they like to give a kind of step into it, show off their old baseball skills and fire it out there, run down the sideline.
The big question for me is why they put it in their socks. You know, you see some coaches struggling to get the darn thing out, pull the pants leg up and pull the flag out, and then there are other coaches that just keeps it on their waist so they can just flick it out.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't put it on like their belt like the officials have it and then just reach for the round part and throw it.
Well, there's some. I think a lot of these coaches, they want to show that they're still athletic enough to get down and get the ground ball and throw it out there.
Let's see what John Parry has to say.
After reviewing the play stands as called. Incomplete pass. New York is charged with their first team timeout.
Yeah,
Fourth down.
there was no video evidence that we saw that would make you believe that you could overturn the call on the field, which was incomplete. So Dodge will punt the football away. Brandon Tate back deep for the Patriots with 3:26 to go in the first half. Eli Manning and Tom Brady first offensive possessions for each quarterback were able to engineer touchdown scoring drives with touchdown passes. Brady was picked off by Antrell Roll. Dodge with a spinner climbing. Tate from his own 13. Little hesitation move and turns it to the outside. Brandon Tate finally run out of bounds across the 30. There is a flag on the play.
To tell you, the coverage teams have got to do a better job in tackling. There have been so many missed tackles on kickoff and punt coverage.
And Tom Coughlin mentioned last week on that muff punt by Dante Stallworth that went for 74 yards. They had Stallworth pinned and nobody could make a tackle.
Yeah, they've got to do a better job. You give Tom
During
Brady.
the return, illegal block in the back. Number 35 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty on Thomas Clayton. Well, next Thursday night, a week from tonight, it's back to football, and the party continues live from New Orleans as Drew Brees and the Super Bowl champion Saints take on Brett Favre and the Vikings. Then on Sunday, September the 12th, Sunday Night Football is back. Tony Romo and the Cowboys head to Washington to take on the Redskins. NFL kickoff weekend next Thursday, 7:30 Eastern, only on NBC4 New York. Patriots and Hoyer start at their own 15. Maroney reverses his field and then gets hit as DJ Johnson lost his helmet and gets up to yap about it.
That's a big collision there.
I think the concern is, well, listen, actually, and then I'll ask you about the concern. Well, when you're a free agent trying to make the team, you can lose your helmet and still yap.
Yeah.
You make a play. Maroney again finds his way off tackle, gets hit and dropped, but he has a first down. Michael Johnson, who's been hurt most of the preseason on the tackle. Carl, you know, the previous running play, Giants had it all washed up, but no one could get Maroney to the ground. Linval Joseph just missed a tackle on the last one.
Well, that's the thing that would concern you if you're a Giants fan, watching the inconsistency. Guys are where they're supposed to be, not finishing the play, or half the pass rush there and the coverage isn't there.
And the Patriots will take it down to the 2-minute warning in the final preseason game.
2-minute warning.
The 2010 preseason. The New York Giants lead the New England Patriots 9-7 at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the half. Giants by 2 over the Patriots. Carl Banks, you know, talking with Tom Coughlin, he said, I'm pleased with the way my defensive front has been getting after the quarterback, but we have to find a guy that can blitz from the linebacker and blitz from the secondary and get there. We have to identify the guy that can get there consistently. Hoyer, little slant out to the 40-yard line, and he's got a first down with Taylor Price, a rookie out of Ohio.
Well, athletic ability doesn't seem to be the problem with the safety and linebacker position, but guys that want to go do it. It's perplexing to me, a guy who says, you tell me to go after the quarterback and nobody's going to block you. Boy, I'd be licking my chops, but these guys get halfway there, and you saw Terrell Thomas go for a shoestring tackle, wide open one-on-one plays. You got to execute those.
Hoyer on a second down hits the pass over the middle and completes it for another first down. So Carson Butler with the catch, and the Patriots will call a timeout with 1:18 to go. That's the first timeout called by the Patriots. But Carl, you know, it's interesting because you would think a guy like Boley or Wilkinson, who's not playing tonight, you know, an athletic guy, that turn him loose on the quarterback. You'd think Sinton could be a guy that fills that role. Someone in the secondary that wouldn't be a problem.
Well,
when they told Carl Banks to blitz, what did you say?
Oh, baby. Yeah, run over this running back. Oh, this guy right here to get to the quarterback all day. You know, you don't have to deal with a 300-pounder, but the thing is, it's not a matter of whether or not those guys can run.
Carl, we're in the final 2 minutes of the half, so the umpire moves right there back to his traditional position behind the linebackers. For tonight's game, he'll also be there the final 5 minutes of the game. Pass for Price, incomplete. Phillips came over with safety help for Bruce Johnson. Boy, the Giants could use a guy like Kenny Phillips to get more snaps in and keep building that football stamina.
That's a good job back there.
You saw Bullock on the blitz and, you know, flushed Hoyer a little bit, but not getting there fast enough.
Well, it was enough to force an incomplete pass. That's an effective play, an effective blitz.
2nd and 10. Pass complete over the middle for a first down. Nice catch.
Phillips on a big hit there. He's starting to feel at home making those types of plays.
Gain of 12. Sam Aiken, the 8th-year pro out of North Carolina, made the catch. Patriots still with 2 timeouts. 50 seconds to go in the half. Down by 2. Hoyer over the head of Price and incomplete. Well, Carl, last year in week 2, Kenny Phillips kind of had his coming out party against the Dallas Cowboys. You know, he had the knee injury. They were managing it during camp. Remember the ball off Jason Witten's foot?
Yeah.
And Phillips ran it in for a touchdown on the interception.
Made a lot of plays, and everyone was really excited about the prospects of his contribution.
He had 2 picks in that game. Wide open and incomplete. The pass intended for Darnell Jenkins. First-year player out of Miami, beat DJ Johnson, but the pass overthrown.
You know, that's a position that they're going to, you know, really try to take a close look at, Bob. That third cornerback position is so important in the NFL today because of the spread offenses and guys putting 3 legitimate wide receivers. And in talking to Coach Coughlin, he says he guarantees if there's a weak link there, offense is going to go after it and go after it heavy.
Hoyer took a big hit as the pass is incomplete. Well, that time they sent the linebacker, and
that's
Boley got
Boley,
him.
and that's a blitz. That's what we call a blitz there. He's got speed off the edge, and he just lays into him. Just clean there. Boom. Guard can't get out on those guys when they're sprinting.
And that is exactly what Tom Coughlin was talking about today. Who is going to be that linebacker, and who in the secondary is going to prove that they can get there? Because you can put a stopwatch and have guys race, but he goes, who can get there effectively? Gostkowski from 46 to give the Patriots the lead. Operation is good. Will the kick stay inside the right upright? It hits the right upright and bangs through. So Gostkowski rings the bell with the right upright, but it slips through, and the Patriots have the lead 10-9.
Couple of looks there. It just hangs up there.
It's like one of your tee shots that hits a tree, Carl, and then bounds right into the middle of the fairway, and you're like, hey, I had it all along.
Yeah, exactly. It's members luck, or members bounce, they call it. A little tree luck.
So Gostkowski from 46 with a little help from the right upright, and the Patriots have the lead with 27 seconds to go in the half. You know, you think about it with Aaron Ross, you know, he's been managing this plantar fasciitis. The walking boot is off him, the cast. But you need that third corner. You know, you also wonder if Kenny Phillips can prove to be healthy. Now maybe Antrell Roll, who's played corner, maybe he's one of your extra corners.
Well,
would you rather use him or use a Bruce Johnson or a DJ Johnson?
Well, what you want, Bob, are options. Right now they don't. They're limited in their options. To have a guy with the ability to line up on the slot and cover him from a safety is a great option to have because you can change your configurations around.
And one of the rare things you'll find on the street when the cuts come on Saturday.
Guys that can cover.
Are quality corners. Tim Brown on the return. Brown out to the 28-yard line and then gets twisted down. Gary Guyton on the tackle for the Patriots. So good return there for Brown.
That's promising there. You've had two good returns, one by Manningham and one by Brown here. Now Brown's a little bitty guy. I'm sure he didn't want to run in there and take hits, so he's got to use his speed and quickness to his advantage and dart around out there a little bit. 180, 165, 5'8", 165.
And he's not 5'8".
Yeah.
He's about 5'6".
Maybe the only number true there is his age.
That's accurate. Ballmar is going to take a knee as the Giants like to not try to run anything near the end of the half. So Tom Coughlin watched Eli Manning throw his first touchdown pass of the preseason. Tom Brady answered with one of his own. And they go to the locker room in the final preseason game of 2010.
For the first half.
With the Patriots leading the Giants by a score of 10-9. From the new Meadowlands Stadium, Giants and Patriots. Stay tuned for our Continental Airlines show with Bruce Beck. You're watching Giants football on NBC4. In the last couple days in the newspapers about Matt Leinart and him losing his position in Arizona, and there were rumors that the Giants were potentially interested in a trade. Matt Leinart, he doesn't have the accomplishments of, say, a guy like David Carr who has all those starts. He's an unproven commodity, and with the salary that he's due to make, well, why would a team give up any kind of draft pick to get him? Nice open field tackle on the return from Darnell Jenkins. See Matt Leinart, 10th overall pick in the 2006 draft. This is what he's done in the NFL. And Carl, they've tried to hand the job to him on 2 different occasions. Kurt Warner beat him out a couple of years ago. This year they went and they signed Derek Anderson, and it's not because he only got a couple of snaps and less snaps in the preseason. Carl, they've been evaluating this guy for 3 years since Ken Wisenhunt's been there.
Well, and that's the shame of it all, Bob. When you work behind a guy like Kurt Warner, you've got to learn something. This guy is, you can learn so much. He's a prolific passer. You can sit in a meeting next to a guy like Kurt Warner and say, boy, if I can do this, I see how he sees this play. And then you get your opportunity, and as if you draw a blank, but maybe it takes a change of scenery. Maybe it takes another voice in his ear to connect with him. And whatever team he goes to, whether it's here with the Giants or another team, that'll be probably his only chance to redeem his career. Because if he takes that, and I call it the old scholarship mode, when you know you're on scholarship, nothing's going to happen, no pressure to go out and do anything. He's going to be off scholarship his next team.
And he's had 3 years to prove to Ken Wisenhunt that he could be the next guy. Obviously, they didn't believe that. So we'll see what happens with that. Maroney, a yard gain on the last play. Hoyer rises up and completes the first down. Hoyer's had a good night. He hits his first 2 passes here in the second half. That time, Taylor Price, a rookie 3rd-round draft pick out of Ohio, with the catch. Hoyer 9 of 14. 99 yards.
Hoyer's a very good quarterback at Michigan State University.
Your alma mater. And
alma mater.
We saw, the understudy for Tom Brady a couple of years ago. Matt Castle came out of nowhere, and the Patriots won 11 games. Maroney gets touched down by Jason Pierre-Paul, the Giants' 1st-round draft pick.
Well, that's en route to the quarterback. He sees the ball, and he makes the tackle. He's going full speed to the quarterback. He says, oh, that guy has the ball there. Sticks an arm out, and Maroney goes down.
And then Jonathan Goff came in to clean it up. So we'll set some of the Giant personnel. Alford and Linval Joseph, the tackles. Tollefson and Pierre-Paul, the defensive ends. Goff's in the middle with Keel and Sintum on the outsides. DJ Johnson and Seth Williams are the corners. Pass in front of Seth Williams, complete to Taylor Price. Tackled at the 36-yard line, short gain on the play. Kenny Phillips is in at safety with Michael Johnson. That was the Giants starting duo last season at the beginning of the season.
He's getting a lot of playing time here to get his legs back. It looks like they're trying to get him ready for the regular season.
valuable reps for Michael Johnson, who's coming off a disappointing year last year and has been hurt a lot. Hoyer, little screen. Nice catch and run. Phillips and Johnson knocked down Jenkins, but not after a gain of 14.
I tell you, Phillips loves the collision, Bob. Here's another big play. He likes making contact. And you'll take a look at him here. It seems like he's starting to get a feel for the game again. There he is running full speed. Boom, big collision. Gets up, looks at his opponent, says, yes, I did it. That's a big hit. That's what you need from your safeties.
1st and 10 from midfield. Hoyer gets away from Tommy Hill, and he'll just step out of bounds at the Giants 48 or 49 after a gain of 1. Tommy Hill got good penetration, flushing Hoyer out of the pocket. Let me ask you something, Carl. I don't want to be old school, but I'll go old school on you. On that hit that we showed by Phillips, where he knocks over Jenkins, we see guys bounce off that.
Yeah.
Would he not been better off to just wrap him up and get him to the ground instead of the shoulder hit?
Well,
see it time and time again. Flag on the play.
Well,
false start. Number 86. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Rob Gronkowski.
here's what it is, Bob.
Butler.
When you take a hit when you lay a hit like that, you better be packing a punch, or else you're going to get an earful from the coach. Now, I'll tell you, you talk old school.
But how many times during the season do we see those kind of hits and a guy keeps his feet and keeps on running?
Those are pillow tosses. You got to have a little lead in your pencil, if you will. And you know, my good friend, the guy I love to watch play that position, Ronnie Lott, he had a lot of those types of hits too. But when he threw his body in there, your body went the other way.
Keelan Johnson on the tackle after the run.
It's called being committed to the play, too. Committed to the hit, not afraid to blast.
Thomas Clayton on the last carry. I don't know. You know what rings in my head? Our old radio partner, the late Dick Lynch, who used to say, just wrap him up and tackle
you know what?
him.
If you're the last line of defense as a safety, your objective, number 1, is to get the guy down on the ground, whether you wrap him up and hold on for dear life, or you go blow him up like Phillips likes to do.
Under pressure, Alford got a hit, and that pass is intercepted by Goff. All set up by Jay Alford, who got pressure on the quarterback.
Now that's a defense in sync. Good pressure, good coverage. Opportunistic there by Goff.
And Jay Alford, who had that big sack in the Super Bowl against the Patriots on New England's last possession, coming back from knee surgery last year, got pressure on Hoyer, and Goff scooped it up for the pick. Giants down here in the 3rd.
Alford with the pressure up the gut here, and that's what you want. The big guys pushing up the middle. Gets him off his rhythm.
And then the pass intercepted. The pressure leads to the pick. Nice scoop by Goff. And the Giants turn the Patriots over for the 2nd time. So Goff gets the pick, and Jay Alford, who on August 22nd of last year placed on injured reserve, trying to work his way back. I talked with him this week. Says he's feeling more and more comfortable as Bomar gets planted on the play. Rob Ninkovich gets the sack.
Here's a look here. You'll see Will Beatty getting pushed back. His guy goes right underneath him. Now he's got to be more consistent here. He's had a lot of playing time.
Number 68 has reported eligible. Number 68 is eligible.
But isn't there also some of the internal clock of the quarterback that's got to be ticking, and the ball's got to get out?
But he got pushed back, and his guy just flat out beat him, and he's had too much playing time, and the level of competition here is not as stiff as it was going against the Baltimore Ravens.
Good hard running by DJ Ware as he spins ahead for 5. Let's reset the Giants offensive line because they've made some more changes. Adam Coates remains in at center. Guy Wimper, the right tackle. Rookie Mitch Petrus is the right guard. Sean Andrews is the left guard. And Will Beatty is the left tackle. 3rd and 10 here for the Giants. Ramses Barton, who missed last week's game due to a back injury, to the bottom of your screen. Split right. Bomar to Barton. Barton fights, and he's going to be a half-yard short of the 1st down. Needed to gain the 40-yard line of the Patriots. And he's about 2 feet short.
Ran a good route. Maybe he had to be a little deeper, but it was kind of a read route where he goes in and whips it back out.
You know, Tom Coughlin talked about this team being physical. That's what he wants them to be. Well, guess what? Final preseason game, he got less than a yard. Giants are going to go for it here on 4th down.
Number 68 is reporting eligible.
Herb Taylor.
Number 68 is eligible.
Reports in as eligible. See if they run behind Andrews left. Andrews and Beatty left. Sean Andrews in at left guard for the Giants. Ware runs left, gets first down. Picks up 3. Needed a half yard, got 3.
People mover. That's with Sean Andrews.
Look at Andrews, his 5 yards downfield.
Yeah, he gets a chip on one guy and goes to the next level. Andrews, your left guard. There he is. He chips, goes to the next level.
Took 2 guys. He actually got 2 blocks.
That's why he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's not a backup, folks. He's a guy who knows his way around a little bit.
Sean Andrews, 27 years of age. Now Bomar wants a timeout with 7:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Giants on a nice drive to convert the 4th and short. Giants down by 1 here in the 3rd. Looking forward to it. February of 2014, Super Bowl 48, as the Giants off the timeout running for about 10 yards for DJ Ware. Carl, it's been like in the 90s. I wonder what it's going to be like on February the 14th.
Well, it'll be probably.
We're going to take a quick break to let you know that Byron Leftwich is out of the game with a left knee injury. Dennis Dixon came right in and led a 4-play, 52-yard drive. We'll update you on Leftwich's condition as soon as we know.
Have a chance to create heating systems and things of that nature.
Ware again does not have a cutback lane. Ninkovich twists him down, so it'll set up 3rd and short. Well, Carl, the new Meadowlands Stadium compared to the old Giants Stadium, which is now a parking lot, 2.1 million square feet, 9,300 club seats, 130,300 club lounge square footage, 82,566, and the video boards dwarf what once was. Beautiful facility that the Giants and Jets have teamed up to build. 3rd and short. Ware bounces it outside, gets the first down. Flag comes in late. And that's going to be a hold against the Giants. And Carl, that's a shame, because that flag came well after Ware had gained the necessary yardage. That is something that will have the coaches annoyed.
Holding. Number 13. Offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Ramses Barton called for the penalty.
And that's no excuse for that. When you're on the outside of the play, you actually get to see where the ball is going. So now here's Barton there. He's just pulling jersey. You got to let that go.
And Ware had already had the first down.
Yeah.
So negate the run on 3rd and short. 3rd and 6 now for the Giants. Barton trying to make a mark. Had a pretty good training camp.
Not much playing time.
Had the drop against the Jets. Didn't do much. Sat out last week. Back injury. Third and 6. Bomar. Hagan. First down. Hagan took a shot, but he slides to safety. Gain of 19.
Moments ago in Minnesota, Denver quarterback Tim Tebow, taking perhaps his final reps in a live game of 2010, is picked by Terrell Johnson. This game is tied at 7. Brett Favre not playing tonight, as are many of the Vikings starters.
It's come, but he put that ball right where he can catch it and slide down.
1st and 10 Giants after 13. Ware slips. He tried to set up his block. No gain on the play. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, with the Patriots leading by 1. Eli Manning and Tom Brady started this game for their respective teams. Each had a couple series. They both threw touchdown passes. Brady was picked off once by Antrell Roll. 10th play of the drive coming up, including a 4th and one conversion earlier. From the Patriots 13. Bomar, end zone, dropped by Hagan.
That's a good pass there. That one's on the receiver.
You see the defender, number 13, that's rookie Buddy Farnham, rookie out of Brown, who also plays wide receiver for the Patriots. They got him at safety right now.
He's sitting there. Boy, that one's right in his hands. Got to look that one all the way in.
Maybe he was looking at Buddy Farnham. It wasn't the perfect spiral, but in the hands of Hagan and out. Hagan has not been the special teams force so far in the preseason that the Giants would have liked. Ware makes a man miss, can't get the first down. It'll be 2 yards short. Patriots rally to the football nicely. Tyrone McKenzie on the tackle. Now the Giants will send out the field goal unit, facing a 4th and 2 at the Patriots 6. So Lawrence Tynes give the Giants the lead. You know, it's disappointing for Bomar because he throws the pass that needs to be thrown. The previous play, Hagan's got a chance to catch it for a touchdown.
Yeah, the receiver has a chance to make the case for the quarterback. He puts it where it needs to be. He can put a sort of a punctuation mark on this drive, and now they're kicking a field goal.
Tynes from 24 strokes it through. Lawrence Tynes had a good training camp in preseason, and the Giants regain the lead 12-10. So glad you can join us just a few miles away. Red Bomar looking at pictures with offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride. Threw a perfect pass on second down, but Derek Hagan could not reel it in for a touchdown. Bomar 6 of 12 for 73 yards. Tynes' 24-yard field goal has given the Giants the lead here in the third. End over end kick. Farnham to run it out. Fumbles it. Falls on it at the 13-yard line. So the Patriots go back on offense here in the final preseason tune-up from the new Meadowlands Stadium. Back after this. More on Red Bomar. Here's Bruce Beck.
Hey, Bob, Red Bomar, can you believe it? 65 passes this preseason. Tom Coughlin says he's the luckiest man in the world to get all of this playing time. Who would have ever expected him to play a complete game in parts of 3 others?
He's gained valuable experiences. Hoyer's pass is incomplete. He was a practice squad player last year with the injury to Jim Sorgi. Carl, you know, he's going to get a chance to earn a roster spot either here or somewhere else with all the snaps that he's put on tape.
Well, I tell you, Bob, you can say he's getting better, but is he good enough to be the guy you trust with the game should something happen to Eli Manning? That's the question the Giants and Jerry Reese will have to ask themselves as they scan.
The Dallas Cowboys starting Stephen McGee tonight, and McGee with a rare offensive touchdown for the Cowboys this preseason. Sam Hurd puts the Cowboys on the board and up by 4 over Miami.
The name you think of if he was to become free would be a guy like Sage Rosenfels in Minnesota.
Guy with real game experience.
3rd and 4. Keel made the tackle on the last run by Clayton. Hoyer back to throw with time. Middle of the field, open, and caught, and running is Rod Owens. Chased down from behind at the Giants' 12-yard line. Seth Williams helped save the touchdown.
Now there's a guy that wants to make his roster, but this maybe proves your point here about poor tackling and getting the guy down.
Beasing tried to deliver a hit, didn't wrap him up.
And the safety closed his eyes coming in.
Yeah, and Bruce Johnson got beaten. That's a real area of concern, number 25. As Beeson came up from a safety spot, took the bad angle and missed the tackle, but also Bruce Johnson, Carl. He's a guy that had a pick 6 in Dallas last year in week 2 of the season. With Ross a little gimpy. Are you comfortable with him? Now they go over the top, and the ball incomplete, intended for Taylor Price, the rookie out of Ohio.
Well, you've got to be above average as a third cornerback because the third wide receiver in everyone's offense is above average. You look at Manningham, You look at Nixon, you look at Smith. All three of those guys could legitimately start. So you've got to have a guy that can guard one of those three on every team.
2nd and 10 from the Giants 13. Giants blitz. Patriots pick it up. And the pass complete to the tight end Carson Butler. Carl, you're shaking your head.
Clint sent him on a blitz. He stops just because a running back is there. You guys got to run over those guys. He's a sitting duck and you're going 50 miles an hour. Just plow right through him. The objective of a blitz is to cause disruption. You may not get to the quarterback.
And number 69 reporting as eligible receiver. 64 and 69 are eligible.
When you disrupt the play, you disrupt the timing of it. That's why they call it blitz.
1st and goal, Patriots. They hand it off, running right near the goal line as the ball pops out, but Clayton didn't get there. They spot him down just short of the end zone. Then the ball popped out when he hit the ground. Good little crease on the right side. Knee was down as he was reaching out with his left arm in the football. So they spot it just short of the goal line. Clayton, the tailback, will take the handoff, turned away by Goff.
That's a good instinctive play there by Jonathan Goff. That's what they want. Reckless abandon. Throw your body in there. Make a play. It's short yardage. Let's see. He comes and shows up in the film. Boom. And he thumps him, too. Sends him backwards.
Because, Carl, it looked like there was a little crease there on the right side of the Giants defensive line as guys were on the ground, but Goff filled nicely. Linval Joseph was there, too. 3rd and goal. Clayton again, runs right, stop, flag. Did not get in. Giants rally into the ball. Just as the ball was snapped, flag came out. So we'll see what the call was. But again, Carl, the Giants stopped the Patriots at the goal line.
That's good defense there.
Here's the call.
There is no foul for illegal formation. 4th down.
Well, you know Bill Belichick's going to go for it here.
Yeah. Say they need to work.
Giants won the battle of the surge that time. Keel got the first hit on Clayton. Now Clayton goes out of the ball game. They have tackle eligibles LaVore and Wendell.
Those are the guys they got to keep an eye on.
Well, we'll have to wait until the 4th quarter to find out what happens.
Of the 3rd quarter.
As the 3rd quarter ends with the Giants up 2. And the Patriots facing a 4th and goal inside the Giants 1. The drama in New Jersey. Now the Giants celebrate the arrival of the new season kickoff tailgate party next Friday, September the 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the New Meadowlands Stadium. You'll meet Giants legends, tour the brand new Legacy Club, which is the Giants Hall of Fame. All next Friday, September 10th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the New Meadowlands Stadium. Do not want to miss a tour of the Legacy Club if you're a Giants fan, rich with history. We start the 4th quarter. Giants by 2. Patriots 4th and goal inside the 1. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis now the tailback. He takes the handoff and he's stopped. Keel, Goff, Pierre-Paul, shut him down.
Good play there. Good instinctive play. Keel runs through a hole there and gets his man down. You want your linebackers running downhill, and that's what they did.
Looked like he had a shot. Keel got the first hit, and then the Giants cleaned it up. Giants with a goal line stand. Little excitement in the preseason. Giants stopped the Patriots on 3 cracks inside the 1. Brian Keel the last one. Looked like Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis was in.
Yeah, he got, but Keel ran in there and the rest of the guys topped him off. Nothing more uplifting for a defense is to shut you out right at the goal line, and nothing more demoralizing for an offense than not getting it.
Perry Fuel digging it too. Jason Pierre-Paul also helped out near the end of the play. Gartrell Johnson takes the handoff, but flags fly as the Giants will be called for a false start.
False start, 78. Offense, half the distance. First down.
It's Jacob Bender called for the penalty. Well, Brian Keel, who had a really good rookie season last year, 57 tackles and 1 sack, but it just did not seem as authoritative.
The thing about it with some of these linebackers here on the roster, they're kind of anonymous guys. Nobody's really making a case for playing time, and when there's an opening, nobody's applying for the job.
Gartrell Johnson on the tackle. Those stats for Keel were not correct. Last year, Keel had 2 tackles, and he had 14 special teams tackles. But in his rookie season, Carl, he started 1 game. He had 30 tackles and a sack. But last year was kind of a drop-off year for him.
Well, he's got to have a number 100 in front of that now.
Victor Cruz in motion. Gartrell Johnson out to the 13-yard line, and he has the Giants first down. Gain of 5 on the play. Gartrell Johnson drafted last year in the 4th round by San Diego. But because of, and this is an interesting thing, Carl, because this happens to teams sometimes. San Diego had some injury concerns, and they couldn't keep Gartrell Johnson. So they released him, fully intending to put him on their practice squad. Well, the Giants liked him as well, and they went out and they picked him up. And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
If you get stuck in a situation where you've got some injuries and you might not be able to keep a guy you really want to keep. Pressure. Bomar. Brown can't reel it in. But Bomar hung in there under pressure, and Brown had it in his hands and dropped it.
Well, Bomar seems to be getting more accurate as the game goes on. He put that one right out there. Fingertip catch where the receiver could run right under it. He's got to bring that one in. You want to make this club, you got to make those types of catches. That'll get the coach's attention in the film room.
Brown had 55 catches and 1,100 yards at Rutgers last year. Had a chance to make a big play and did not. 2nd and 10 for Bomar and the Giants, up 2 here in the 4th. Goes back to Brown. Nice sideline catch, but he couldn't get his feet in. And the pass incomplete.
We already saw Joe McKnight fumble the ball. John Connor, who is the darling of Coach Rex Ryan, fumbles the ball, and look who's on it. Kurt Coleman, who returned McKnight's fumble for a touchdown, now returning Connor's for a score. Eagles up by 10.
Trying to make this team as a free agent out of Villanova.
Yeah.
Can't go a year without having a Ventrone camp. 3rd and 10 for Bomar and the Giants. Has time, wanted to run, gets hit, and loses 3.
That was a coverage sack there. No one was open down the field, and
Kyle Love and Marcus Morrell get the hit on the quarterback.
his internal clock says pull it down. Here he is looking down the field, steps up in the pocket, sees nothing.
Yeah, Petrus got beat by Morrell as Bomar was looking to run. Spiraling kick sends Price back to the 30 from Dodd. 60-yard punt. Price dragged down from behind by Duke Calhoun after a 14-yard return. Lucky he wasn't called for a horse collar the way he grabbed the return man Price. Here in the 4th, Giants by 2. Square off on NBC4 New York Sunday Night Football. Sunday, September the 19th, as the Giants travel to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Of course, everything kicks off next Thursday night as the Super Bowl champion Saints host the Minnesota Vikings and Brett Favre. Hoyer on a 1st and 10. Price dropped it along the sideline.
You're at that point in the game now where somebody's got to, if they want to make this roster, they've got to come up with a big play, big interception, big reception.
All right, look at Justin Tuck. He's got sunflower seeds, working a little gum. Deal's got the hat on backward. What are you thinking when you're like a veteran watching this, knowing that the season's starting in a little over a week as Clayton takes the handoff and picks up 8.
Ready to start the preparation for the regular season. His work is done. He probably feels really good about the way the defensive line has played this preseason. They progressively have gotten better. Starting to see that push from the edges and the middle. So he's saying, let's go make it for real now.
5 forced fumbles led the Giants. Justin Tuck, he played last year with one arm with that shoulder injury that he just sustained when he was tripped by Flozell Adams in week 2. 3rd and short for Hoyer. Nearly intercepted and then dropped. Goff had a chance for the pick, and then Butler dropped it for New England.
Boy, that would have been
Coming up at the top of the hour, the Cardinals hosting the Redskins. Matt Leinart reportedly being given the permission to seek a trade on his own. We'll see if he's dressed and plays tonight live on NFL Network against the Redskins at the top of the hour.
underneath it. That's a beautiful read. He's got to finish that one off. Have a good night's sleep with big tackles and an interception.
Zoltan Mesko, the 5th-round draft pick rookie out of Michigan. Punt, Tim Brown back deep for the Giants. Got that reverse spin. Good high kick. Fair catch called for. Then Trone tapped it, and then the Patriots will down it at the 9-yard line. 11:59 to go in the preseason. Giants in front of the Patriots by 2 here in the 4th. Giants by 2 in the 4th. Why are they still up? Well, let's look at a Verizon Wireless call of the game. Van Jarvis, Green, Ellis now the tailback. He takes the handoff and he's stopped. Keel, Goff, Pierre-Paul, shut him down. 4th and goal stop. Verizon, the official communications partner of the New York Giants. Gartrell Johnson on a 1st and 10. Picks his way up the middle out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. You know, Carl, in visiting with Tom Coughlin, he was very relaxed today. He said, you know, I told these young guys, go play loose and fast. You heard him tell Bruce Beck that at the beginning. Go play football. He said, I've been pleased with the enthusiasm, but he also said that with the Saturday cut today, because even the veterans go through almost a little bit of a mourning process. They've been through camp with these guys, and
yeah,
a lot of these guys aren't going to make the team. And Gartrell Johnson picks up the 1st down out to the 26-yard line, but it's obviously traumatic for the guys that get cut, but even for the guys you develop friendships. What was it like for you as a player when you saw this young kid, you liked him, you were helping him along, and then he's not good enough to make it?
Well, you kind of feel bad for him because you root for those guys and you give them all the tips, try to make them better each and every practice, tell them what the coaches are looking for, and then boom, they're out of a job, at least on your team. So then you say, hey, look, keep your head up, kid. Maybe you'll get on somewhere else. I'll be looking for you.
Victor Cruz, where the catch out to the 41-yard line, picks up 15.
Let's go back to Dallas. Chad Pennington inside the 5-yard line turns on his heart line. The Dolphins get in the end zone. Unfortunately for them, Jake Long left the game moments ago with a knee injury. We'll update you as conditions warrant.
In a negative way, but he's got to develop a toughness for special teams. It takes a different mentality to run down, run into something. He's a receiver, an offensive player, but he's got to be able to contribute in the coverage teams.
Because he's not going to pass up barring injuries. Smith, Nix, or Manningham. Bomar with some time. And that pass incomplete. Sergio Brown on the coverage as Bomar took a hit. Take a look at the numbers for Cruz. 14 catches for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3 against the Jets.
No disputing this kid can play wide receiver, but in the NFL, you've got to be a little more than a specialist. You've got to be able to do other things to contribute because, as Jerry Reese likes to say, if you want to get a suit on Sundays, you've got to earn it.
Gartrell Johnson with the handoff. When you take a look at some of the injuries around the league and what Cruz has done in the preseason, you can't even say that, well, if there's not enough room at the end, you know, we'll release him and then we'll sign him back to the practice squad on Sunday. No, because look at St. Louis. They lost Donnie Avery, their best receiver. They had another receiver go down this week. They're already thin at that position. A team like St. Louis would jump in a heartbeat.
And he'd make a great contribution to them right away.
3rd and 7 for the Giants. Bomar will run it. Bomar's got a first down and more to the Patriot 46. You know, Tom Coughlin said the one thing that Bomar can do when he identifies that there's some space, because this kid will run and stick his nose in there. Something you don't want Eli Manning doing.
No, you don't, but he's got the wheels and the skills to do it. Here he gets out of there. Now, what makes this even better, he gets a big block there from Gartrell Johnson. Gets to the first down marker and gets out of bounds. It's not crazy enough to turn his shoulder up like a running back.
Approaching 9 minutes to go in the preseason. Gartrell Johnson tripped up by Ventrone after a half-yard gain.
There's Vent. He comes right in there. And
Tim Brown didn't block him.
Beats the blocker there, sticks his nose in there. That's what Belichick likes from his defensive backs, the ability to make tackles. Young man from Villanova. Showing up on film.
2nd and 9 for the Patriots 45. Bomar throw. Dropped by Brown. So that's a very catchable ball, plus the deep ball that he had a chance to catch.
Here's Bomar throwing it out there.
You know, Carl, you know what the old adage is? Coaches don't cut players, players cut players.
That's true.
You know, it's, you get an opportunity to go make plays, and you got to make them. You only get so many chances.
And then you have a guy like this who's got that, you know, that P word, potential. And then you ask yourself, is he good enough that we can develop him on the practice squad?
Duke Calhoun almost ran out of the first down, but they'll give him it just inside the 36-yard line. Calhoun, a rookie out of Memphis, trying to make the team as a free agent and maybe earn a practice squad spot.
You know, the thing about the Giants practice squad, they're just not placeholders there. They have players on there that they develop with the intent of getting them on the roster.
Well, you know, that's the philosophy that Tom Coughlin brought when he came to the Giants. It's something Parcells and Belichick have all utilized as well. Constantly churning the bottom part of the roster over. And, you know, asking as Gartrell Johnson will run for 11. You know, making sure the personnel department, they have these workouts on Tuesdays, always looking to upgrade the talent during the course of the season, because you never know when you're going to have to go to your practice squad, sign somebody, or maybe it's that guy that is inactive most weeks, and suddenly now you need him, and before you know it, you're in a playoff run, and he's playing a pivotal role for you.
And they don't, that practice squad with Tom Coughlin and with Bill Belichick, those aren't scholarships. You know, you actually have to earn your right to stay there, because they'll turn that practice squad over if they don't think they're getting enough of a contribution from you.
Gartrell Johnson gets a yard. Thomas Williams on the tackle. Verizon, official telecommunications partner of the New York Giants. Verizon, for a chance to win great prizes, including Giants tickets and memorabilia, visit giants.com/gridiron challenge, only from Verizon. You know, and it sounds like a simple thing as Eli Manning listens to the play calls, but some coaches do not treat the bottom of the roster necessarily the same way, and a lot of times it comes back to bite them.
It certainly does. You want to continue. That's why they call it the well, some teams call it the developmental squad. Others call it a practice squad, where they're just big bodies in there to give looks on the scout team. But
Bomar high, intercepted.
But you get some of these guys in there,
D'Angelo Willingham with the pick.
Like a Tim Brown who's got potential. He's got the ability, if he gets, just a little more extended playing time and experience, maybe he can challenge for a roster
There is
spot.
no foul in the play.
That's the third time tonight we've had no foul. Quick trigger with the flags, but D'Angelo Willingham with the interception off the hand of Duke Calhoun. But, here's the accuracy with Bomar, Carl. This is a nice, easy, open throw.
And it sails on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to blame Calhoun. He even jumped for it. Those are the little things that cause you pause if you're a Giants fan. Can Bomar really be your back? But Bomar doesn't need to look at the pictures as he sits with offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride. The throw was there, and it gets away from him, goes high, and then it gets picked as Clayton takes the handoff and picks up a couple. And Carl, you started the night with, one of the keys in Tom Coughlin's that we want to see more accuracy. It's the simple throw like that that sails over Calhoun and gets tipped, and suddenly a good drive comes to an end.
Well, yeah, and you can't be laissez-faire about your responsibilities as the quarterback, the signal caller. You've got to have total command. When that one's that wide open, you're moving the chains. These are the things that are going to be expected of you should you have to be called into duty.
Darnell Jenkins with the catch. Goff all over the place. Makes another tackle.
Goff seems to be having a breakthrough moment tonight where he's...
But don't you have to temper this, Carl? I mean, he's doing it against the Patriots threes.
No, you really don't, because you want to see the instinctive plays no matter who's out there. Yes, you want to temper and say, well, not the level of competition, but if he's running downhill, making plays, and playing with, no inhibitions, then that's what you want.
Third and short. Jenkins again, same play. Jenkins gets the first down. This time he runs right past Goff. Darnell Jenkins will give the Patriots the lead. 66 yards. Same exact play.
Same exact play, and players got tied up on blockers there. Couldn't get off their blocks.
Jenkins, who spent last year on the Patriots, Browns, Texans, and Bucks practice squad.
Here it is. Safety runs up, gets blocked. Another safety gets chopped down.
Rashad got just knocked down. And then O'Hanlon, number 43, bad angle, and off to the races, and no one's catching Jenkins.
O'Hanlon ran up in there like he wanted an autograph.
O'Hanlon was signed when Greco was injured and released. Gostkowski for the extra point. And he knocks it through, so the Patriots regain the lead with 4:55 to go. So an errant throw led to a pick, then missed tackles, and Darnell Jenkins off and running. Touchdown Patriots. Tonight's game on NBC4 New York is brought to you locally by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum taste, official soft drink of the New York Giants. Well, Tom Coughlin and the Giants have 4:55 to go to change the score. And you can't be pleased with back-to-back plays, the same play. The second time the Giants had it shut down, Darnell Jenkins takes the second one, 66 yards for the score. Ball blows off the tee. Now, Carl, that's amazing that it is started off at 90 degrees. It's warm, it's hot, it's humid on a summer night, and the ball's blowing off the tee twice tonight here at the new Meadowlands Stadium.
Swirling winds of the Meadowlands. Unpredictable. And new stadium, you don't really know how the wind blows in here. And the old stadium used to get winds from a certain area. These are the things that you'll find out.
Brown will take a knee on the good deep kickoff by Gostkowski. Well, the preseason ends tonight, and the winds of a new season blowing in. Next Thursday, it's back to football. The party continues live from New Orleans as Drew Brees and the Super Bowl champion Saints take on Brett Favre and the Vikings. Then Sunday Night Football is back. Tony Romo and the Cowboys take on Donovan McNabb and the Redskins. NFL kickoff weekend begins next Thursday, 7:30 Eastern, only on NBC. So the Giants will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 4:55 to go in the ball game. Gartrell Johnson gets tripped up. on the run. Well, quarterbacking in the NFC East can be played at a high level. You take a look at the preseason numbers for the quarterbacks in the East. Nothing spectacular here from that group. You take a look at the percentages. Now, McNabb has been out the last couple of games with that ankle injury. Cobb going through the learning process. Romo does not have Kyle Kosier and Mark Colombo. He has taken a lot of hits at the quarterback. The numbers haven't been there for Romo and the Cowboys, and Manning threw his first touchdown pass tonight. And you know what the threat is with all that, Carl? What the threat is? What is after this play by Beaumont? Victor Cruz bobbled it, nearly intercepted on a 2nd and 10. Here's the thread when you look at that graphic and you look at the struggles of the quarterbacks so far in the preseason.
What is it?
Offensive line. The Giants have not had their starting 5 play one preseason game together, meaning Deal, Soibert, O'Hara, Snee, and McKenzie. Romo has Kosier out. Colombo has been hurt. Plus they have a new left tackle in Doug Free. McNabb, he has some ankle injuries. They got a rookie on the offensive line, and Cobb and the Eagles have had some injuries on their offensive line. That's one of the reasons why those quarterbacks have struggled so far in the preseason statistically.
Keys to success of a quarterback.
Another high throw. Calhoun can't reel it in, and he's wide open. Carl, you know, we get back to this scenario with Bomar. Again, another open receiver and a high throw.
And he's got, you know, you've got to have kind of a keen sense of awareness and stay in the moment if you're a quarterback, because you just can't afford to play like this. One good one, 2 bad ones, 2 good ones, 1 bad one.
Matt Dodge to punt. Low toppling kick. Price on the run. Can't stay in bounds at the 29-yard line. 50-yard punt. No return with 3:57 to go in the ball game, and the Patriots up by 5. For more on the Giants rookie punter, here's Bruce Beck.
You know, Bob, I talked to Matt Dodge this week. He said, I'm living the dream every day. I can't imagine coming out of college and making this kind of money playing a game. He was a construction management major at East Carolina. Said if he wasn't in the NFL, he'd be hanging sheetrock in eastern North Carolina. I think he's a lot happier kicking at the new Meadowlands Stadium.
He certainly is, Bruce. He's got big shoes to fill, or a big leg to fill, with the retirement of one of the greats, Jeff Fiegels. Clayton with the run, flag on the play coming from the referee. That's holding.
Number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And boy, we've seen the progress of Dodge before our eyes here in the preseason. His first preseason performance was whoa. It was like, is this guy gonna?
It's getting better.
Yeah, every week you see him getting better. His hang time's getting better.
And you know what Coach Coughlin said, which this is big, he's really into this, is the directional. Like that last punt was a low punt, didn't have great hang time, but it was so close to the sideline that he wound up getting a net of 50.
And that's the thing about him. Those are the things when they give him a task, say, okay, this is what we want to see from you this week. He seems to go out, work on it, and it shows up in the games.
So 1st and 20 for Hoyer. Deep sideline out, and that is nope, he did not get the feed in. Price did not. And a good job by Seth Williams. Remember last year, no more force out in the National Football League. So Seth Williams hits Price when he's in the air and makes sure he can't get his feet in.
This play, Hoyer throws it up here.
Good throw by Hoyer.
Yeah, over the outstretched arm of the linebacker there.
Now, so much has been made of the umpire being in the offensive backfield. Tonight, the umpires, you can see with the linebackers right there, Carl, in the final 5 minutes of the game in all the preseason games, they've moved the umpire back there. Sack by Tommy Hill of Hoyer.
As I struggle to get the circle off the screen.
Yeah, we're having a little problem. Let me see if I can give you a hand.
We're making more dots.
That's unbelievable. Well, we'll get it off at some point.
And somebody exciting may go in that circle.
30-second timeout.
Modern technology sometimes fails you.
You got to get a new telestrator. Covering up the logo of NBC4 New York. Hoyer took a shot. Trainers coming out to look at him. 3:39 to go.
Bobby with a bright idea, circle the umpire.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm struggling with this thing all night.
Well, let me just, I'll explain in a second, but Giants fans during the NFL season stay on top of everything Big Blue with Giants Insider. We'll preview the upcoming game one-on-one with Coach Coughlin. He'll break down the coach's film. Exclusive access to your favorite players. It's Giants Insider every Saturday night, 7 p.m. here on NBC4 New York. 3rd and 22 for the Patriots. Zach Robinson. Hey, why not? Throw it up to Jenkins. The last time they did it, it went for 66 yards. Robinson, a rookie 7th-round pick, as they tend to a cut on the eye of Hoyer after he got sacked. Giants call another timeout.
This is the third
down
and
by
final
5 as the
timeout.
Patriots get
New
set
York.
to punt.
30-second timeout.
Carl, the reason tonight they have the umpire, we showed it in the final 5 minutes. Well, no, please don't. We can't get it off. We've got to get a new telestrator next year. But because of all the controversy with the umpire in the offensive backfield, and we saw it with the Colts against the Packers, all the NFL all the NFL referees and umpires and members of the officiating department, and I'm guessing competition committee people, are going to meet in Dallas next Friday to discuss how this is all going to work, because we've seen some problems in games. Will they go 2 minutes in, end of the half, 2 minutes of regulation? Will they go 2 and 5 like we're seeing tonight? They're still gathering information.
Obviously, they don't want to impede the speed of the game or the fluidity of the game, but they're going to have to work it out. Everything they do is to try to improve their end product without being an interference.
Short punt by Mesco. Brown lets it bounce, fields it at the 26. Brown can't turn it to the outside. 51-yard punt, 2-yard return. Let's go down to the sideline and Bruce back.
Well, Bob, Zoltan Mesco of the Patriots, the rookie punter, Wall Street Journal called him the most interesting man in the NFL. He was at Michigan, was an academic All-America at the prestigious Ross School of Business. He wanted to be an aerospace engineer. He speaks 5 languages. In 8th grade, Mesco was playing kickball in the gym when he booted the ball so high that he broke a light fixture. He was given a choice by the gym teacher and the football coach, same guy, pay for the light fixture or play football. And the rest is history. This guy is brilliant, and he also has a heck of a career in front of him.
Yeah, 5th-round draft pick out of Michigan. Carl, did anyone ever make you pay for a broken light or window?
No, I threw a rock
Flint, Michigan.
I threw a rock through the street light once, and my neighbor saw me. I got in trouble for that. Didn't have to pay for it, but my neighbor ratted me out. Mr. Cobb.
Gartrell Johnson with the handoff. Giants did use 2 timeouts, try to save some time. Down by 5. They try a little draw, no gain on the play.
Gartrell Johnson's an interesting running back. Not flashy. He's kind of a twist between a fullback and a running back. Fullback body, running back speed somewhat. Move the chains type of guy, but never a threat to really break it a long ways.
Calhoun with the catch, gets tackled at the 33-yard line. Tyrone McKenzie, second-year player out of South Florida, who missed all of last year due to injury, made the tackle. Approaching 2:20 to go in the ball game. Giants with a pivotal 3rd and 4 for this group on the field.
It seems that some people may think we're real harsh on Bomar, but the standard is very high for backup quarterback when you consider your team a contender.
Well, I mean, you think about, God forbid if something happens to your starters, Cruz gets the first down. McKenzie on the tackle, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Final preseason game, Giants 2002 at Giant Stadium when the Giants played the 49ers, sort of a 9/11 celebration. The next year it was the Jets and Redskins, but they moved to the defending Super Bowl champions getting the host. Super Bowl champions don't lose in that opener, Carl.
No, they don't.
Tough work for Favre, especially with some of the injuries they have. Bomar, Duke Calhoun, got it on the run. Calhoun will score. 60 yards, and the Giants have the lead back with 1:49 to go.
Brett Bomar, love-hate. You hate him one minute, you love him the next. Great pass there. Good explosion by Calhoun.
Well, you know, Bomar missed Calhoun a couple times. Threw it high, one was picked. This time he finds him right in the numbers.
Little square in, safety takes a bad angle, and Calhoun just shows a burst.
Toting the Duke, the Wellington Mara football.
Wants to get on someone's roster. Show up on film.
The Duke scores with the Duke.
There you go.
Bomar's going to go for 2 here with the Giants up 18-17. Try to make it a 3-point game. I guarantee you Bill Belichick wouldn't be playing for a field goal in the final preseason game. I think it's academic either way.
Yeah.
Timeout New England. Team's first. 30-second timeout.
The Patriots are going to call a timeout. Let's take a look at Duke Calhoun, who's a rookie free agent out of Memphis. Good protection, Carl.
Yeah, runs a little square in. Good timing throw by Bomar. And there he is, a burst of speed. Look at me, somebody. This is on my resume now.
And he even went in high and tight, a la Tiki Barber. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the safety, Buddy Farnham, who also doubles as a wide receiver for the Patriots, took a less than desirable angle to the ball. Bomar, 11 of 24. Could have had 2 touchdowns, Carl. Remember, he had the one drop by Hagan.
Yeah.
The Giants had to settle for a field goal. But he's also been inconsistent. Giants will go for 2 here with 1:49 to go. Johnson, the tailback. Got to push the lead to 3. Gartrell Johnson gets the 2.
Good push up front and good job by Johnson finding a little seam there.
So Gartrell Johnson converts. Well, that wasn't Gartrell Johnson. Yeah, it was Gartrell Johnson converted the 2.
Here's a little draw there. Gets
Dennis
behind the
Landau, rookie free agent out of Penn State, number 70, helped clear the way for Gartrell Johnson. And Bomar throwing a late touchdown pass. No, you know, when the Giants and Patriots played in a significant game, it was in Arizona, and the Patriots watched the Giants march down the field, and a pass that will live in infamy. Eli Manning, Plaxico Burress, Giants with the lead. Beat Ellis Hobbs, who was sitting on the slant, broke it to the outside, and Eli Manning and the Giants come from behind and beat the Patriots. A little bit different here tonight, but smiles on the face of Kevin Gilbride. Duke Calhoun, nice catch and run.
Duke's applying for a job in the NFL. There's an opening. I'm running through it.
That's right. Maybe not here, but all the teams have access to the coach's tape. And you know that there's going to be some teams that are a little thinner at wide receiver.
There are a lot of teams that
give this guy a shot.
Wide receiver, then at cornerback and wide receiver seems to be premium.
Farnham back deep for the Patriots. Tynes, end over end kick. Farnham from his own goal line. He gave up the lead. He was trying to give the Patriots the lead back, but he gets tripped up at the 36-yard line by Seth Williams. Well, coming up on Saturday, Notre Dame football. It's a Notre Dame Saturday here on NBC4 New York. Coach Kelly and the Fighting Irish play host to the Purdue Boilermakers Saturday at 3:30 on NBC4 New York as the Irish and Coach Kelly look to start his regime off on the right note. Join Tom Hammond, Michael Mayock, and Alex Flanagan for all the coverage. Pass over the middle intended for Rob Myers. Nearly picked.
Yeah, he threw that one into a defensive team meeting there.
Zach Robinson came in the last series because Hoyer got sacked by Tommy Hill, suffered a cut on his right cheek. So the rookie 7th-round draft pick out of Oklahoma State will get this series as well. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. 2 timeouts remaining for New England. Robinson's pass knocked away by Goff, who was right on the back of the running back, Thomas Clayton. You surprised that Goff, who might be your starting middle linebacker next week against Carolina, is in the game right now with 1:33 to go?
No, actually, I'm happy to see that because he's getting more in-game experience, a chance to really execute the defense, the technique of the defense, no matter who he's playing against. He needs that experience if he's going to be a legitimate middle linebacker for this team.
Robinson, pass behind Price, incomplete. Good coverage that time by Bruce Johnson, who's had a spotty training camp in preseason.
And Goff seems to be having a lot of fun out there, playing with a little enthusiasm, thinking less.
Carl, we saw Bruce Johnson beat a couple times here in the preseason. This time he's right with Price.
Stride, positions himself. Really nice there.
Well, the fans that remain got the Chan defense going. I told you that the tradition just moved across the street from the old stadium to the new. The hardy Giant faithful that are here for the final preseason game have that defense chant going. Robinson looking for Price. Over Johnson. Was he in? No.
Looks like he double caught that one.
Got past Johnson that time to the rookie Price. Nice throw this time by Zach Robinson.
Yeah, very nice.
Now, how would you grade that coverage, Carl? It wasn't bad coverage by Johnson.
Not bad. You know, that's a heck of a throw. I mean, Johnson had him running right to the sidelines there, and great throw, and it had to be a perfect throw and perfect catch, and one part of it didn't work.
Second foot did not get in for the rookie third-round pick, Taylor Price of the Patriots. As they went for it on the so the Patriots went for it on the fourth down play, and Bill Belichick's just running some stuff. Let's go with the deep ball. We're not
giving some guys
down 3. We're not going to kick it away and then start using timeouts and hope to get it back. Let's just give it a shot.
Yeah, give a guy an opportunity to make a play.
Give it off to Gartrell Johnson. Runs over one defender, keeps his feet, and the pile surges to the 30-yard line. Gain of 5 for Gartrell Johnson. Carl, let's take a look at the early season schedule
65
for the Giants.
as reported as an eligible receiver.
They will open up
65
against Carolina, the team that, let's face it, by their own admission, they were embarrassed in the last ever Giants game at Giant Stadium. They get to open up against Steve Smith, Matt Moore, and the running game of the Carolina Panthers. Then here at NBC4 New York, at Indianapolis, home to Tennessee. Then again on Sunday Night Football against the Bears. As you look at those first 4 games, Tom Coughlin made an interesting point today about that hurry-up offense that Baltimore ran last week, and how he said it was great that they didn't expect it, but it was great that they did it.
Because 2 weeks from now, they'll be in Indianapolis. That is their specialty.
That hurry-up offense. The Giants compiled 414 yards of offense tonight. And the preseason ends. Carl, your thoughts on tonight?
Well, they know what they can keep. Offense was great. Defense got to get a little better.
Bill Belichick.
So we'll see the Patriots and